Welcome, one and all, to Vellum and Vale. We are two friends who wanted to make something together, and this is the result. I'm Bernard, your lore master, and with me is Jen, the bear chief. We hope you enjoy our first experiment, a one-on-one D&D 5e game. And if you do, we ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. With the introduction and a standard social media spiel out of the way, Jen, please take it from here.
Sure thing. How this is going to work is that Bernard is the game master and I am the player. But instead of my character being all alone, Bernard and I have put together a few party members to join her. This is inspired by RPG games like Dragon Age and Baldur's Gate, games we both have loved for a very long time. My character will try and lead her party to victory, and I'll control them in battle, but Bernard will give them dialogue, emotions, and descriptions of their actions.
Our first game is a playthrough of Dangerous Designs from Explorer's Guide to Wildmount. Please note that we have no association with, nor are we sponsored by, Wizards of the Coast or Critical Role. Everything that belongs to them still belongs to them, and we are operating under fair use. What belongs to us is the characters we make, our voices, etc. More information in the description.
Okay, enough preamble. Now onwards to the video.
The party was continuing their investigation into the absconding, shall we say, of Skenzabris, a Jorhassian soldier and war prisoner in Huppert. They had pursued a few different leads, including checking on an employee of Sleece Firemark, who apparently has not come to work for a few, citing that she is very ill and she doesn't want to get anyone sick. Mr. Firemark asked the party to go check on her, even tossing in a sack of explosive powder as a incentive. And when the party went to go check on her, they found the voice speaking to them from inside the home to be somewhat suspicious. And Honoria had Bastion break the door down. Stepping inside, she didn't see anyone who had been speaking to her, but when Hilda stepped in, she turned, pointed upwards, yet shouted, "There!" And as Honoria turned, a kobold jumped from the ceiling, shouting, "No witnesses!" And now, we need to roll for initiative. Okay, first up is Mellowin.
Mellowin.
She can't really see in, can she?
Yes, and there is not a window on the front of the house.
She just squeeze on by them.
You can move through allies' spaces.
Okay, yeah, she'll try to do that.
Oh yes, you are able to move things yourself now.
I am. All right.
Whoa.
So it's double movement, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's 10, 20. Oop. So, Mellowin. Let's have her attempt to vicious mockery the thing that is on me. It's a wisdom save.
The kobold, which technically should have gotten an attack off. A bit of retconning. Let me see if they get
Murder
to jump
me.
on you. That is a 22 to hit.
Yowza.
That is 5 points of piercing damage. As the kobold descends from the ceiling, and stabs you in the shoulder, and then like kicks off of your chest and lands next to you. Ah! Mellowin, just twirls her fingers a little bit, and uses her magic to enhance her voice. You really should be careful dropping down on others like that. You don't want to break your own ankle.
Oh my God.
Wait. Maybe we'll do that. And what is the save? Sorry.
It's a wisdom. Wisdom 13.
Yeah, that's 5.
Yes. It only does D4, but that's still cool. Okay, so it takes 3 psychic damage, and it has disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
Next up is Hilda.
Is she able to move here?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make room for Bastion. And then Hilda, she could just try to hit it with the mace. Her mace.
All right. She runs over and she's like, will you please stop this? And goes to hit him.
Okay, so that is a 16?
That is a hit. Roll for damage.
Max damage, 7.
That kobold is done for. She smacks it in the face. It hits the wall, slides down. You start hearing tick, 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 tick.
Oh no!
And then it is Bastion's turn.
He heard all this, right?
Yes.
This is gonna have to be Bastion doing this. How big of a radius was this thing when it exploded?
It wasn't a big explosion, but basically each creature within 5 feet was affected.
Okay, so I'll still have him come inside anyway, just in case he's... Can he look around and see if there's any other...
Sure, make a perception check.
12.
12. He's looking around like, did we see any others in here? Unfortunately, he did not notice any other kobolds that might be on the premises, if any. Alrighty, and then it is your turn as you hear the ticking from the deceased kobold increase.
Okay, well, I'm gonna move away. Is there a way to pull Hilda with me?
You can move someone at half speed.
And then I'm gonna try to look around.
You just like pull Hilda with you, and she's like, "Oh, yes, I remember now."
Yes, come with me, my hero. Okay.
Good call. All right. Anything else for Honoria's turn?
I'm gonna try to look around myself.
Okay, make a perception check.
I did worse. 10.
You are also not seeing any kobolds in plain sight.
Okay. Yeah. No. This is what we're gonna do because I can't heal myself.
So, as you are looking around, your enemies start to reveal themselves. The first one, the door next to what appears to be a broken piece of furniture and a smashed vase opens, click, click, and another kobold appears. Attack! And goes after you, Honoria. A 9 to hit. That I know does not hit. It swings with its short sword at you, and they definitely miss. From the bedroom, another throws open the door and rushes you. You're the most accessible one currently. This time, pack tactics come into play. That is 18 to hit. That is 4 piercing damage. A third kobold drops from inside the chimney. And goes after Melowin. 5, 10, 15, 20.
That is just rude.
That is a natural one.
Oh, huh.
So the kobold slips on the blood of their associate and almost falls flat and has to, readjust before they can get a shot at Melowin. Well, isn't that just poetic? She says, staring the kobold down.
Poetic, I'm dying over here, Melowin.
And you'll be fine. We'll help you. Anyway, it is now it is now Melowin's turn, actually, as she faces down her assailant.
There's 3 of them.
Yes, there are 3.
I would like her to cast Bane.
Oh, okay. What's the radius on Bane?
It is 3 creatures of your choice that you can see within range. Charisma saves.
Ah, I gotcha. Okay. Charisma save for the first one that attacked you, 17. Second one that attacked you, that is 16.
Could she silvery barbs one of them?
I mean, she can.
She'll try.
All right. Do you want to go for the
Second one.
the second one that attacked you? Okay. That is a 1.
Good. Failure.
So failure from this kobold here. And then the last kobold that's actually attacking them. That is a natural 1 for 0.
Subtract a d4 from every attack roll and saving throw for up to a minute.
Got it.
She's concentrating on this as well.
Anything else for Melwin's turn?
No, I think she's good for now.
All right, Hilda.
Yeah, I'll have her just attack the kobold that's below Honoria right now.
Mace attack. Specifically, a medieval mace, which is a type of weapon and not a chemical spray.
17?
17 is a hit. Roll for damage.
5 damage.
That kobold is still up.
So that's good for her.
Yep. So she reaches over the table and bonks the kobold on the head. Yells, "Ow!" Turns, "Kill you!" Oh, you know, this is really not necessary. We could just have a nice convo. Yeah! And she puts her shield up. It seems the kobold is turned against her instead. Bastion is up next.
Yeah, Bastion's just going to attack the one that's next to him. 19 to hit.
That is a hit. Roll for damage.
That is an 11.
11 points of damage. Is Bastion still doing lethal damage, to clarify?
No, I think we're just going to try to...
All right, you're going for
Yeah.
non-lethal?
Yeah.
Okay. Bastion's like, I need you to please go to sleep. And he smacks the kobold on top of the head with the flat of his glaive, and you hear a resounding "Toom" as the kobold just slightly vibrates there for a second and then collapses to the ground. I think we got one.
All right, I think that's good for him.
And then we have Honoria's turn again.
I am going to attack the one that Hilda attacked. Wow, I'm doing so hot today. 9. A 9 total.
That is not a hit, unfortunately.
And that is quite literally all I can do.
The unconscious one over here, which I will flip over, is unconscious. This one is gonna go after Hilda. Just dodges your attack, then stabs towards Hilda. Minus a d4. That is 14 to hit.
Haha, miss.
All right. It glances off of her armor. She's just like, you would do well to surrender. Shut the hell up. Very rude. Next up is the one going after Melwin. That is minus 2, but that is still 21 to hit. Melwin is momentarily distracted because she's like, good job, Bastion, turning back. Oh dear. The kobold stabs her with the short sword, dealing 5 piercing damage. She clutches the wound through her coat, blood, starting to seep at the edge. I'm going to have this cleaned. And the kobold just runs their tongue over their pointy teeth and says, I am going to enjoy wearing your stuff. It's not size for you. And anyway, we're moving on to Melwin again.
That was amazing. Okay. I'm going to have her attempt to vicious mockery the thing. Oh, wait. Hang on. She has to do a concentration save. She took 5 points of damage. So, okay. She rolled a 12 plus 1. So 13. Okay. So Bane's still up. She is going to try to vicious mockery the one that just stabbed her, though.
Wisdom save. That is, I kid you not, a natural 20. She tries to use her magic and says, I really think that you are a bit overconfident considering your situation. But the kobold just tries to stab the hand that she's using to cast the magic. She just pulls it back, and the kobold just shakes off the psychic energy. And I think think you're gonna look better dead than alive. A fellow artist, perhaps? Let's see whose vision wins out. So, anything else for Melowin?
I'll have her inspire. Let's see. Hilda.
Hilda, got it. She'll just do like a few like twings on her viol with her free hand. A little energy floats over to Hilda. Hilda, dear, I do hope that you've got some good ideas right now. And like you see, like Hilda like sort of straightens up. Oh, I have some I have some thoughts. Yes, Hilda is up next.
And Hilda is going to continue to try to make this kobold unconscious. Oh, wow. All right. 19 to hit.
19 is a hit. What is the minimum amount of damage she'll do?
2.
Perfect, because that's all that this kobold had left.
Amazing.
So, without even using the bardic inspiration, she like has a thought and she just strikes straight forward with her mace, not like swinging it like you would normally think. She just goes straight forward like a fencing thrust and smacks the kobold right in the front, and the kobold like just slumps against this dresser and then collapses to the ground again, just like the other one. Ah, very good. Thank you. Thank you very much, Melvin. And then you hear tick, 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 tick from this other one. Oh dear. Next up is Bastion.
He's a tall boy
He's a tall boy
with a reach weapon.
with a reach weapon.
Could he bonk over Melowin?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, just why not?
I just find the visual funny. Oh wow, that's a lot. 22.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Okay. Everyone's killing it but me. Okay, that is 12.
12. And is this also non-lethal or
I mean, I think
lethal?
we're trying the non-lethal route.
All right, Bastion will again, like with the flat of his blade, he'll just be like, Nail, would you mind scooching for a sec? And she like scooches to one side for a second. He just reaches forwards and bonk, another twang sound of like the metal reverberating after hitting the kobold straight on the head. Kobold just like stumbles for a second, takes a step towards Mel, and then face plants. This one, nope, I'm sorry. Go back. The first one and the one that Hilda just took out are ticking. The other two are not.
Okay.
But they are. But those two are ticking. Anything else you'd like Bastion to do for this turn? We will stay in initiative until the kobolds either explode or don't.
No, I think he's fine where he is.
Yeah, Bastion's just like, well, hell, it worked. Now what do we do about those? And he indicates to the two kobolds. Speaking of which, the next turn, tick, 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 boom, as this kobold explodes.
Well, that one took care of itself.
Leaving a bloody mess. Next up is you, Honoria.
Can I just push this one 5 feet away and then just go back? Just take
so you don't want to try and do anything about it? You just want to let... You just
I don't know what
to
I'm
let
going to
the
do
body
about it.
explode. All right.
I can't make it not explode.
All right.
I'm just going to let it go over there and explode.
Then we can move out of combat. So, the remaining dead kobold explodes. And then you have the two who are unconscious,
We should tie
but
them
not
up.
ticking. You see Melowin is just, trying to clean some of the blood off of the inside and outside of her coat.
Are you okay? You look hurt, and I'm very hurt.
It's not as bad as it seems. It's just bleeding a decent amount, I'll live. And yes, you are. I think you're worse off than I am, frankly.
Yeah, it's
But
fine.
yeah,
Let's get these two tied up.
agreed. All right. And who has rope? I do not seem to have rope at the moment. When rope is actually important.
It's literally just me. Yeah, I have rope.
Well, I mean, like, you have like 50 feet of rope, right?
Yeah. You know, the norm.
All right. So you're able to tie up the two unconscious kobolds just fine. Do you want to do anything else with them?
Search their pockets.
All right. Checking through their pockets, you find that both have short swords and hand crossbows that they, well, weren't in their pockets, but they dropped them. They dropped the short swords. The hand crossbows are on their backs. They don't have any money, and you also are able to find the little explosives that are still on their bodies. Passive investigation.
15.
Okay, then you don't even need to do a roll. You find that they do have those little like wires with that are around their bodies, which connect to that little explosive at the front of their chests. But they also have lead keys that are hanging on cords around their necks. And you notice that both of them have that deep crimson mud staining their feet.
Is there anything on their person that the key would go to?
No, you don't find like a lockbox or anything.
Anything in the house?
If you want to check over the house,
Yes.
you see signs of struggle, but they are not recent. It looks like stuff has been laying around for a bit. There's a bit of dust on both like a turned over chair, that broken table that I mentioned before. You see that you do find a chest. The lock is broken and it is empty. You do find hanging in a small armoire, basically, a few heavy coats and sets of work boots sized for a gnome, all stained with red dirt. In the refuse of that broken table that I mentioned, you look through it, seeing if there's anything of import. You find a number of torn parchment notes, one of which has the following message, along with a little drawing, is labeled in a couple places. The note reads as thus: Of all the sources we mine from within the Silberquell, my yield of saltpeter still proves the most pure and powerful. Firemarks, pry as they might, will have to respect my expertise and contributions to win the war effort. The sheer volume of untapped guano in that cavern behind the top of the falls is invaluable, and once I have enough marked interest from the Firemark facility, I'll let them help in harvesting my secret cave. And the little illustration, you see there is a sort of rounded rectangle that is literally labeled secret cave, and then what looks like a depiction of water flowing over top and down it, and it lands in what looks like a puddle or a pond, and it says waterfall.
Gonna take that.
So yes, unfortunately there isn't really much else here, but you definitely do not find Nima Cinnarid.
Well, you said there were signs of a struggle, right?
Yes, there's a knocked over chair, that work table that was broken, that one chest, the lock broken and its contents emptied. And also, you see that all the food in the house has been eaten or thrown away.
Yeah, how much do you all want to bet that she didn't go willingly?
Bastion is like got his arms crossed. Yeah, I reckon you're right. The question then is if these kobolds are the one that kidnapped her, or at least people associated with them, why they do it?
Well, isn't she an expert on like things that go boom?
I suppose. All right, so we've got a missing explosives expert. We've got kobolds trying to keep that secret for what, 3 weeks? Did that gentleman say?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and all right, how does that tie into Scanzabrit?
I mean, other than getting her out, I don't know. And then there's the weird little crab thing.
Yeah, Mr. Tinkertop. He said that it looked kind of like one of his models, but a little bit cheap.
Yeah, and they mentioned that one guy, Huron Stallmast? Huron Stallmast? I don't know how to say
Hilda
his name.
nods. Yes, I think that was the name, Huron Stolmas. I must say I've never heard of this individual. If he's involved in this, well, did not Mr. Tinkertop say that he has not been in Habaduke?
Yeah, I don't think it was just interesting that he mentioned it, but I wouldn't know why the guy. That is a little weird though that he worked with him, and then this crab thing shows up, and it's like what he has, but it's not as good.
Hmm.
Lack of originality was removed from their programs. Maybe if these two wake up, we can ask them. Maybe they'll talk. Who knows?
Maybe that he can explain why they saw fit to attack us without provocation. Well,
They
I
didn't
mean,
want any witnesses.
yes, I guess they did say it right out of the gate. But still, very rude. We kept two of them alive. Should we do a little bad guard, good guard?
Oh, I'm not good at that. If you want to do that, yeah.
I mean, it's just a thought.
You want to be the bad guard?
Hmm. It is a role that well, I generally don't find bad guards to be people I enjoy emulating, but perhaps it could give me interesting insight into such unpleasant individuals.
Can be pretty intimidating.
Well, I take that as a compliment.
It was one.
Excellent. All right, let's see what we can get out of them. She goes to, like, gently, wake them up. They start to wake up. Hello. Would you like to not die? And would you like her to make a intimidation check, I guess?
Yes. That's so funny. 19.
19. Okay. They like both look at each other simultaneously and look at her. We'll talk. We'll talk. Oh. And she kind of like straightens up, turns to you. Well, that was fast.
Well, I told you, you were pretty intimidating.
She turns back, crosses her arms. You're going to tell us everything that we want to know, or we will throw you into the Silver Quell mines to find whatever resides down in the deep, deep dark with nothing to your names but toothpicks. Okay, yep, we'll talk. Fine.
You are good at this.
All right, so Honoria, take it away.
Right. Okay. What did you with Nima?
They look at each other, look at you. Nima's, Nima is, uh, look, Nima, shouldn't have been where she was, so she can't come back to town right now.
Where is she?
She's she's up in the mountains.
Where exactly?
She's alive. She's up in a cavern behind the top of the Silver Falls.
Why is she up there?
Because she saw something she shouldn't have, and so she has to stay where she is.
And
so
what was
that
that?
she can't. She saw that we were there, and so nobody's supposed to know we're there, and so she's not allowed to leave.
Who's your boss?
Master.
What's your master's name?
And you see the one kobold like looks over at the other. What is it? What's the master's name? I don't actually remember what the master's name is. I don't think I've ever been told what the master's name is. I was just told that he's in charge.
What does he look like?
Human. Kind of lighter skin tone. So it's like kind of like a light beige. He's got kind of like dark graying hair, but it's kind of like not as far forward as yours is. I think they call it receding.
Receding.
He's not very like he's kind of skinny, a little older. He's got that face hair.
A beard?
Yeah, but not like a full one, like not like a really all over your face one. It's mostly around his mouth. Under the nose, but under the nose and on the chin,
Okay.
but not like on the sides.
So, did your master want Sken's Avarice out?
They look at each other, look at you, and one of them says,
The lady that was broken out yesterday.
oh, yeah,
Why?
I don't know.
How did you come to be with this master?
Technically, well, we were assigned to, well, we were paid to do this, and like our whole like most of our clan was paid to do this. So we're not from around here originally. This is like a job opportunity, really. And money, and also the Empire sucks. So,
Where are you from?
Joras.
Okay, anyway.
Look, the master pays us well. And he's got, he's gonna overthrow the Empire, and then nobody, and then humans and elves and dwarves, they're not gonna push us around, and they're not going to, call us, thieves all the time and all that stuff, right? And the one kobold says, "But you steal stuff like all the time." I'm like, yeah, but like it's not good for them to just automatically assume is the problem. But it's true. Shut up.
Oh wow. All right. So the master, you met them in Jorhas?
No. This person in Jorhas came to us and then, introduced us, and the master was like, yes, good. Yeah, it's good. And then has had us working for a while. And yeah, so we do what he says. He make, up there, it's comfy, it's warm, we get food, and we can steal whatever we want as long as we don't get caught.
Do you know who the person in Jorhas was that introduced you?
A drow? Yeah, from one of the from one of the fancy families.
Do I know what that means?
Do you have proficiency in history?
I do. And advantage.
Then roll for history.
21.
21. You've heard about Jorhas. Your homeland is the Menagerie Coast, but like Jorhas is a little bit infamous around Wildmount as being, a land of mostly humanoid beings that would be considered, just inherently dangerous and, maybe even quote unquote evil in other lands. But in Jorhas, it's a country, like any other just varied peoples, but ones that are usually considered automatically hostile in other places. The Kryn dynasty is specifically the government for most like civilized areas of Jorhas, and there's some kind of like nobility or something, and you've heard the term dens when applied to those like families and stuff, but you don't know exactly what that means. But you know that like the most prominent of the species currently that is in the Kryn dynasty, like the government itself, is Drow. So it could be any number of those families. Although you have heard that they're not all like, they have like multiple species within them. So, but yeah, that sounds about right to you. Oh, Master makes a lot of stuff. You know,
But, like, nothing that looks like a crab that's the size of a dinner plate?
crabs. Are those the things that like scuttle and they've got little pinchy hands?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, he does.
Master makes a lot of things.
And your master hasn't said anything about why all this is being done other than overthrowing the empire?
I think I've heard him say "fuck Hupperduke."
Specifically Hupperduke? Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't like Hupperduke. Alright. Cool. I don't know. Do any of y'all have any other questions?
If you'd like, you can have them make intelligence checks to see if they come up with any good ideas for things to ask.
Sure, because I have run out of ideas. So, Melowin has a 15.
All right.
Hilda has a 9. Bastion.
All right.
Has an 11.
Hilda like thinks and she's like, could you take us to where we need to go to find your master? And the kobolds nod. Yeah, we could do that. And I'm sorry, what did Melowin get?
She had a 15. She had the highest one out of them all.
Melowin thinks for a second. Is there perhaps a secret way into wherever we're going? Oh, no, there's only one way in. And is there anyone, say, keeping watch outside? Oh yeah. How many people? Probably like 4 of us. Oh, and Scanzabras. Or at least she should be, I think. Oh, great. Well, at least we know where she's probably supposed to be. And Bastion like scratches the back of his head. You said that it's up in the mountains? Yeah. I mean, is this gonna be like a multi-day trick? No, it's literally at the top of the big waterfall. Big what? Oh, and he, steps outside, takes a look in like one direction, comes back in. They mean the falls that fall right into Upper Hupperduke.
Okay.
So there's There's a cavern all the way at the top of that?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, all right then. So, what do we think? Should we head up there today?
What time of day is it?
At this point, it is early afternoon.
I mean, I know I need a little bit of a rest to patch up, and Melowin, I don't know. I think you used a lot of. Maybe we take these two in, update the Watchmaster, get a rest, and then go first thing in the morning. Bring one of these guys with us.
I suppose that we want to go in fully prepared.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that, well, I suppose all we can hope for is that they don't realize that their little obfuscating operation here has been discovered.
I mean, we can go now. I think, Melon, you're really the only one who used much of anything ability-wise.
If we just take a little bit of a break, I can reorganize my energy. Then perhaps, well, I can't really do too much in that regards.
But you can hit things with a sword.
I can, but, you know, you're kind of leading us at the moment, so I'll defer to you.
How long does it take to get up there? And I'll look at the kobolds.
The kobolds, like, look at each other. Well, I mean, if you go that way. Yeah, but if you know, they, like, confer for a second. Should take about, 6 hours. No, 3. 3, yeah.
3 hours. Not
Yeah.
6? Why did you say 6?
Well, it's 6 if you don't know where you're going.
Okay. Well, 3 hours isn't that bad. We can take a small rest here and then just go.
The rest of the party think this is a fine idea. And the kobolds are like, yeah, also, so you're not gonna kill us, right?
Not if you behave.
Okay. Your group decides to take a rest, and as you prepare to ascend the mountain and try and find Skenzabris, Nima Cinnarid, and perhaps even this mysterious master, I think that's a good place for us to call it for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll pick back up with Dangerous Designs, hopefully shortly.